almost like a memory that came through in the middle of the night. I can't remember who she went with, but they went to some carnival or something. I think it was Kent Wait. My sister had a crush on him, and he took her, and him and some other guy. They were basketball players. Him and some other guy, I can't fucking remember. Took her and this other girl one day to a carnival. And they should have dropped her off first and then the other girl. But they dropped the one girl off and then they dropped my sister off. And she was like having some fucking fit when they dropped her off. And she wanted all of her stuff. And they didn't know what she was talking about. And so he got out of the car and told his friend who was sitting in the passenger side to take the keys and go get his father. And I was standing outside. I was about to go walk our dog Streak. And I was just like plastered on the side of the house watching this shit go on. And he was like, what's the matter with you? What's going on? I want all my things. And so the car comes back around and it's his father driving. And basketball players back then, they don't give a shit now today, but they didn't want to get in trouble for anything and get kicked off the team because that was their livelihood. And so the father's like, what's going on? And, my mother tells me to come in the house and, who's outside? And I'm like, I don't know, Kimmy and somebody. And so she's like, well, what are they talking about? And I go, I don't know. And so she calls the cops because there's something going on out there. And it was all about that he won all these things at the fucking carnival. He's a basketball player, so he's fucking, pitching pennies and winning shit. And she had it in her head that he was doing it all for her. And so she wanted all those things. And so his father said, just give her whatever the hell she wants and let's get out of here. And so anyways, the last thing out was in a plastic bag of guppy. And I was just standing there with our dog going, what the fuck? And so he goes to pass her the guppy on top of all these stuffed animals, and the plastic bag with the water and the guppy falls on the ground. And so I pick it up and I go to pass it back to the father, and he says, no, keep it. And then she didn't want it. She didn't want the fucking guppy. Just throw it away. Just throw it away. She goes back in the house crying and screaming because he didn't really fucking, she had it in her head that he was going to be her fucking dream man for the rest of her fucking life. And he was just, trying to avoid being disconnected from what he wanted to do, which was play basketball. And so, anyways, we went to counseling over that fucking shit. Because I took possession of that guppy and I named that guppy Prince. And I kept saying, it's really a girl. It's really a girl, but I'm going to call her Prince. So, she's in a bowl with her water and I call her Prince. And just to signify that day's event where the fish ended up in our house. So every day I'd get up early and I'd grab, grab the fish bowl, put it on the table, pour my bowl of cereal, eat the cereal, get ready for school. I was the first one up. Put the guppy back in the spot where we held it on the countertop there. Make sure the guppy had some food, go to school. And all my grades started to improve. And one day I come home from school, the guppy's dead. And I knew it was her. And I got mad because, if a small little thing like a guppy, if you get something to look forward to, it actually does help. And so I'm like, what happened to Prince? And just go flush it down the toilet. I'm like, all right, I'll go bury her. I'm not going to, flush her down the toilet. And so we get in this argument because she's going to go flush the guppy down the toilet. I tackled her right in the hallway. I've always been at odds with her because she has, as my counselor said, the righteous and rightful heir syndrome. My father's the oldest in the family. She was the first grandchild born. She insanely jealous of me because I was born on my grandmother's birthday, thinking I was going to inherit something from my grandmother when shit don't work that way. And then she took it so far as when she found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, that she had to trump me on that pregnancy. And she had to go adopt. She had to go adopt an Indian child who was born before my daughter so that she could maintain position as the rightful heir of what? I mean, our family was fucking poor, okay? As far as I know. But she had everything.